My little brother sending this shit, playing in this shit, man. My little brother done been driving this shit, man. I don't do this no, man. Come on, man. I don't want to try this shit, man.
Pushy walked out of federal prison on October 7th, 2025, after serving nearly 3 years for a violent Miami drug deal that left 2 men shot. But freedom may be more dangerous than the cell he left behind. The streets don't forget, and the question isn't if enemies are coming, it's when. His last viral video showed him on his knees, a haunting image as Memphis's most wanted steps back into open territory. Born Lantrell Donnell Williams Jr., the Memphis rapper was originally sentenced to 63 months on federal firearms charges tied to a 2020 shooting outside a Bay Harbor Island hotel. Good behavior credits and First Step Act reductions shaved almost 2 years off his time, moving his release up from July 2027. Instead of celebrating publicly, Pushy immediately linked with Memphis affiliates K Carbon and BG30 for a late-night studio session, signaling a fast return to music and a calculated effort to avoid attention. Still, his release has reignited speculation about looming threats. During his 2019 to 2021 rise, aggressive lyrics, public beefs, and real street conflicts built enemies across Memphis and beyond. Now, he's transitioning from the controlled environment of federal custody back into unpredictable streets, where rap feuds often turn deadly, a path that has already claimed too many artists through ambushes, robberies, and revenge hits. His legal downfall traces back to October 20th, 2020, when a drug deal outside a Miami hotel spiraled into an armed robbery and shooting, an event that still echoes as he steps back into the spotlight. Pushy, just 21 at the time, and his associate Bobby Brown allegedly set up a deal through Instagram to buy high-end sneakers and marijuana from 2 men. Williams arrived at the meetup in a rented white McLaren 720S, armed with a Draco-style AK-47 pistol, while Brown carried a handgun. When one of the sellers tried to shortchange them, the situation escalated fast. Both Williams and Brown pulled their weapons. According to federal records, Williams fired a single shot, hitting one victim in the buttocks and the second in the hip. Neither wound was life-threatening. After the shots rang out, the pair grabbed the merchandise and cash and sped north on the Palmetto Expressway. During the getaway, a Louis Vuitton bag stuffed with $40,684 fell from McLaren onto the roadway. Police recovered the bag along with shell casings, later confirmed to match Draco ammunition. Hotel surveillance cameras captured the entire sequence from arrival to the shooting to the escape, leaving little room for doubt. The case tightened further when Williams posted Instagram stories just hours later, showing himself in the same McLaren and flashing cash, evidence prosecutors cited as proof of consciousness of guilt and a key identifier. Fingerprints on the bag and shoe boxes, victim statements, traffic camera footage tracking the vehicle, and the social media posts combined to form overwhelming evidence, pushing the defense toward plea negotiations rather than trial. On June 29, 2021, federal prosecutors indicted Williams on multiple counts, including conspiracy to commit Hobbs Act robbery, conspiracy to possess firearms in furtherance of violent crimes, and discharging a firearm during a crime of violence charges carrying a mandatory consecutive 10-year minimum sentence and a potential life maximum. On July 7, 2021, Judge Edwin G. Torres denied Williams' bond, citing a serious flight risk due to his financial resources and touring mobility, as well as a clear danger to community based on his demonstrated willingness to fire weapons in public spaces. The ruling effectively pulled Williams out of the music industry at the height of his commercial momentum, abruptly halting tours and recording sessions tied to his debut mixtape, which had been generating significant streaming revenue at the same time. Williams faced separate state charges in Miami-Dade County stemming from a May 30th, 2021 shooting at the King of Diamonds strip club. After Memorial Day weekend performance at the high-profile venue, an unidentified patron allegedly bumped into Williams, causing cash estimated anywhere from $3,000 to as much as $40,000 to spill from his pocket. As patrons rushed to grab the money, chaos broke out. Security guard Frivin Dorr attempted to intervene and restrain Williams to calm the situation. Prosecutors allege Williams responded by pulling a concealed handgun and firing a single shot, striking Dorr in the ankle. Dorr later told investigators that his movement at the last second likely prevented a more serious, potentially fatal injury. Surveillance footage from inside the club reportedly captured Williams displaying the firearm while exiting the stage. The cash spill security attempting to escort him out, and the moment the shot was fired, Williams and his entourage then fled the scene in a black Cadillac Escalade, while videos later circulated on social media showing him concealing the weapon. Although Williams posted Instagram stories dismissing reports of $40,000 robbery as exaggerated rumors, prosecutors moved forward with aggravated battery with a deadly weapon charges, which carried potential sentences ranging from 5 to 30 years. Williams turned himself in on June 8, 2021, appearing before Judge Ellen Sue Venzer, who initially set bond at $10,000. That bond was revoked 2 days later after prosecutors emphasized the overlap with the federal case and raised concerns about public safety. On June 15, 2021, Dorr submitted a sworn affidavit recanting his earlier statements, claiming pain medication had affected his recollection and asserting that his injury resulted from being trampled during the crowd surge rather than from a gunshot. Prosecutors suspected witness tampering but found no evidence to support it. Although the recantation weakened the state's case, it did not end the prosecution due to surveillance footage and corroborating witness accounts. Ultimately, the strip club shooting was folded into Williams' federal case and resolved as part of a global plea agreement on January 4, 2022. Williams pleaded guilty to a reduced charge of conspiracy to possess firearms in furtherance of violent crimes and drug trafficking under Title 18, U.S.C. Section 924. The plea eliminated the mandatory 10-year consecutive sentence tied to the firearm discharge count, dropped the robbery charges entirely, and absorbed the King of Diamonds incident without adding extra prison time. Had he gone to trial and been convicted on the discharge counts, Williams would have faced a mandatory 10-year consecutive sentence on top of the robbery penalties, potentially pushing his exposure beyond 20 years. Instead, the agreement capped his sentence at a maximum of 8 years and granted credit for acceptance of responsibility that on April 20th, 2022, Judge K. Michael Moore sentenced Williams to 63 months in federal prison, giving him credit for roughly 10 months already served since his June 2021 arrest. The court also imposed 3 years of supervised release with standard conditions, including regular probation reporting, drug testing, employment requirements, and restrictions on travel. Additional special conditions barred him from possessing firearms, contacting victims, and entering certain Miami area venues. Judge Moore further ordered restitution totaling $15,657 to cover medical expenses, lost wages, pain and suffering, and property losses. Williams served his sentence at multiple federal facilities, including USP Pollock in Louisiana, FCI Talladega in Alabama, and USP Coleman in Florida. While incarcerated, he participated in numerous programs that earned him good conduct time, reducing his sentence by approximately 15%. He completed First Step Act programming focused on criminal thinking, took the Armed Services Vocational Aptitude Battery, ASFOB, and engaged in physical fitness training educational courses and supervised work assignments on a recreation yard. The First Step Act of 2018 allowed Williams to accrue additional time credits through rehabilitative programming, education, and vocational training, accelerating his projected release date from July 2027 to October 2025. Throughout his incarceration, he maintained contact with family and music industry associates through approved calls and visits. According to those conversations, Williams showed a noticeable shift in mindset, accepting responsibility for his actions, committing to sobriety after years of heavy drug use, and expressing determination to build a lawful future and avoid behavior that could return him to custody.
Everything, every drug, everything in pill form, all the drink, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's completely over me. It's like I'm trying to, my vision ain't clouded no more. Like I'm going towards my full potential.
He spoke of a new sense of clarity that emerged from enforced sobriety, noting that a controlled prison environment where drugs were largely inaccessible gave him the space to think clearly and reassess his life.
Wise, like, all right, I'm gonna say rappers for sure. You got been like really taking their time out to sit down and write, like good men, like Lil Baby. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Dirk did overstood. It's like, bruh, like, you know what I'm saying? He ain't missing a beat. I'll show you. Y'all familiar with Don Tripp?
Yeah, I know Don Tripp is.
Don Tripp, Starlito. Don Tripp just wrote me a letter the other day.
His time in custody also exposed him to extreme violence, including first-hand encounters with serious assaults and deaths across multiple facilities.
I talked to your father, my boss, one day. He called me. He was like, because I check on you all the time. I was like, what's up with Pooh? He was like, man, Pooh locked down a couple cats that got killed in the joint. Got killed in Victorville.
Those traumatic experiences underscore just how dangerous prison life can be and reinforces determination to avoid any behavior that could send him back. Even when confronted with conflict involving other inmates, Williams managed to steer clear of serious disciplinary violations that would have jeopardized his good conduct credits. Throughout his incarceration, support from major industry figures including Lil Baby, Lil Durk, Don Tripp, Starito, and Gucci Mane came through letters, phone calls, and public statements, signaling that his industry value and commercial potential remained intact despite years away from active recording. That support was backed by numbers. Despite limited output while incarcerated, Pooh Shiesty's catalog surpassed 2 billion streams on Spotify. His aggressive delivery, vivid street storytelling, and melodic hooks connected with listeners drawn to unfiltered portrayals of Memphis street life. Back in Blood, released November 5th, 2020, featuring Lil Durk, became a defining moment, earning 8 times platinum certification, surpassing 1.2 billion streams, and peaking at number 13 on the Billboard Hot 100. Lil Durk's instantly quotable opening line helps cement Williams' brand around calculated intelligence, survival instincts, and a readiness for violence. The song's 5-year anniversary on November 5th, 2025 sparked renewed viral attention and celebration online. Other releases continued that momentum. Shy's Summer, June 23rd, 2020, with Chief Keef and Lil Durk went triple platinum with roughly 450 million streams and peaked at number 37. Backdoor, with Lil Durk earned double platinum status with about 300 million streams, peaking at number 71. Pooh Shiesty, featuring Big 30, reached platinum with 200 million streams and a number 59 peak. Guard Up, featuring 21 Savage and Lil Durk, also went platinum with 150 million streams, directly addressing the constant threat of robbery, assassination, and surveillance faced by street-affiliated rappers. His 2021 Shiesty season mixtape compiled major hits with new material across 18 tracks, amassing more than 500 million streams. Debuting at number 3 on the Billboard 200 and earning gold certification, solidifying Williams as a full project artist rather than just a singles act. He also appeared on Drake's Wants and Needs, which peaked at number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 and surpassed 800 million streams, introducing him to Drake's global audience. Many commentators noted that Williams' verse stood out favorably alongside Drake's, further reinforcing his credibility and lasting impact. His collaboration with Lil Baby and 21 Savage, Lifestyle, went 5 times platinum and surpassed 600 million streams. After his release, Williams also appeared on Lil Baby's On Me era material, adding another 200 million streams and signaling that a commercial comeback remained viable despite years away from consistent recording. Taken together, his catalog reflects rare efficiency. Roughly 30 singles and 1 mixtape released largely between 2020 and 2021 have generated more than 2 billion total streams. With over 20 RIA certifications, Williams emerged as one of the most commercially successful artists of his class during a period when COVID-19 severely disrupted traditional music industry operations.